Is this an awkward angle? Anyway, fuck, it doesn't matter. It does not matter, honestly. It doesn't matter at all. What matters is that my face is half in it, and you can hear my voice, you dig? So, hello everybody. Welcome to the KeyAura podcast. Still fucking... No, fuck it, that's the name. Fuck it, it's the name. So, this is the first episode of my podcast. What I'm planning on doing is a podcast about, first of all, psychedelics and the use of them safely and like reducing harm whilst using them for like spiritual purposes and for growing as a beautiful person, like into a beautiful person if you're not, or more beautiful if you already are, and creativity and all that shit. The other things that okay, the next things that we're going to be talking about on this podcast is design and beats. Those three things: beats, design, spirituality. And that's a very broad structure, and I'm going to keep it broad because I don't know what's going to happen, but that's my plan for the start, you know, just nice and simple, because I am passionate about those three things, and I love listening to podcasts, and I haven't found many podcasts in New Zealand that have... I haven't found many good podcasts in New Zealand, so this is it. This is the first good podcast, maybe even in the world, apart from, you know, all the other ones which are fire. But like, you know, Rogan, Chris Ryan, fucking everybody, you know, everybody that I listen to, they are fire. And, you know, I was, So I'm here in this. So I'm here today in this beautiful New Zealand forest. It is a very small forest. I don't know if you can hear, but there's a highway like all around the forest basically, and I'm very grateful to have this forest near my house. It's very helpful and nice to get away from the city and shit, and just be able to sit here. And there's the trees are pretty small, like they're pretty young, but actually, no, they're pretty fucking big, but there's no like big mama trees, you know. There's one over there, but I think it's a pretty young forest or some shit. Anyway, so this podcast is, I don't even fucking know, man. I'm gonna interview people. Not interview them, I'm gonna have conversations with them, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have like a little set plan of a few questions that I want to ask them. I like do research on them first and like, you know, ask them all the nice questions and shit, but mainly just like have a conversation with them and like get to know their process of like their work and the creative process, spiritual process and shit. Like, yeah, just fucking going hard in that, and a little disclaimer about the name KeyAura. So that's my producer name, and I make beats and shit. Haven't really managed to pop off right now, but that's alright. It's I'm at university studying VFX as well, so I've been focused on that a lot, especially this year. Fucking, it's my last year. I'm graduating pretty soon, like a month or two. So after that, I'm gonna be a free, not really free, but I'm gonna be, well, more focused on my own shit, and like, yeah, I need something to, like, I need something to do every day, which is like consistently, and uploading it consistently. And I haven't been doing that lately, but I used to do it for a variety of different things, and like that's how you gain a following and stuff, and that's how I'll be able to get interesting people on the podcast and people that you guys want to see me talk to, and it's gonna be fucking fire. Hopefully, no, it's gonna be fucking fire. This podcast is gonna be the most beautiful podcast you'll ever fucking see and hear. Sorry. I'm pretty keen to get on iTunes. Right now, I'm not recording with a mic. I don't know if you need a mic to get on iTunes because it's like professional and shit, with the podcast app and all that. But I'm filming with this is a camera right now, 5D, and yeah. But mainly, I'm just gonna stick with YouTube net for now. I don't think SoundCloud. I'm probably gonna keep my SoundCloud for just beats and music. Yeah. So hopefully the sound quality is going to be alright. I do have a mic that I record with at home, but I really fucking like the idea of just making the podcast in a forest, say, like, and just not having it in a set spot, like Joe Rogan or whatever has it in his studio, and like that's nice for consistency. You know what you're going to get and shit. But I don't know. I feel like I'm way too. At the moment, I'm not really. I don't really have anywhere to call. Not really. I don't have anywhere to call home. But I move around. I like to move around a bit, and like traveling and shit would be fire. And like sticking your podcast environment as just one spot is kind of like whack. And like I'll get like 2 mics and shit like that, and then I can just carry that shit around and do it wherever, like in like a producer's studio, in a chemist's lab, fucking all this shit, bro. I'm gonna go hard, like it's gonna be fucking fun, and I'm gonna grow as a person, get my talking skills up without getting a fucking job, because I know getting a job helps your social skills a lot, but I don't fuck with a job, like a 9 to 5 and shit. Like I really don't want to do that. That's one of my goals in life, is to get out of the 9 to 5, and I'm gonna do that somehow or another. Like I'm not giving up, and I wanna fucking escape this shit and be free, and everything's gonna be beautiful and fun. What? Everything's gonna be beautiful and fun because you're escaping the 9 to 5. Is that even? I don't think that makes much sense, but anyway, so let me just check that I'm like, whoa. Just a disclaimer, the name KeyAura is pretty fucking controversial. I'm not gonna fucking lie, man. With like moldy people, they are kind of, when I ask them what they think about the name, they think that it's kind of like a butcher of the word KeyAura, which means hello in Māori, in the New Zealand native language, and I do understand that it's kind of like butchering the word, and it's a little bit disrespectful, but if you can just like look past that and think of it on like a global scale, like I'm trying to put New Zealand on the map, and I'm gonna do that, and through beats, through this podcast, through VFX, through design, through however I do it, I'm gonna put New Zealand on the map. And yeah, I think New Zealand is like the most beautiful country ever. I've traveled around a bit, but I always find New Zealand is the most fresh fucking place ever. Like you step off the plane in New Zealand and it's like fucking, like when you chew airwaves gum, and it's just like you fucking feel it in your nostrils and your airways are clean, bro. Like in New Zealand, like I don't know what it is. It must be like all the trees and like the fact that we're not really like polluting the world and shit that much. I don't know, but yeah. So that's what I think about that name, and I'm gonna keep it because I can't think of anything else. And I've changed my internet name fucking heaps, like too much, and I just need to stick to one A, and this is it. So, well, this is it for now. Let's just say that until I think of something cooler. But I think it's pretty cool, and it's smart, you know, like it's a little bit esoteric, like if you think about the name properly and bloody blah, you know, it's gonna be alright.